Okay, well, it seems that everybody's getting fed up with the voice of Jeff, so he's called on Gus to do the job for him this time. We are socially distanced, so you recognise that we're trying to do this safely. You might wonder where we are on the farm. Well, we're on what I would call the kind of middle path. Now, the first thing to say is that we might intersperse this with look, or can you hear that? There'll be one person I know who'll be really interested in what we're doing today. Good morning, Baz. So what we have is an odd kind of habitat here. You would think that really it would prove to be, well, it's just a mess to most of us, but to the wildlife, not just birds, but to the wildlife, this is home. This is what they're used to. They know no difference from what we have here. Just round the corner last year and the year before, common whitethroat, which is a small warbler, what you call a little brown job. It nested there. On the first occasion I caught it, it actually done things twice. It brought up and fledged 2 lots of young. Just imagine if that was your habitat and your home, and come July you flew all the way back to Africa, Central Africa, here we come, and then a few months later you had no choice, you got to come back here to nest. And when you got here, Jeff in his wisdom decided that Pathways might be a lovely place, but it'd be improved if we got rid of all of this. But of course, would we? No, couldn't afford to do that, because they'd come back here and they'd say, where's it all gone? And obviously things change. Things will change. Nothing remains the same. So what we're going to look at in habitat is, because things don't remain the same, how do birds and how should we negotiate our wildlife and our wildness of life? Let's remember, it is wildlife. It's not tame. There is a sense of wildness about it all. Now, the most important thing I can say to you this morning, I think, is that things are changing. As I look up right now, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plane trails in the sky. 2 weeks ago, you'd be lucky to see one. So things are changing, and we've got to get ready to deal with it. It's a blue tit. You hear greenfinch on the left. Another blue tit, starling. Here is the blue tit calling on the right. In the distance, a swallow flying. Here she comes, the house martin as well. House martin right above us. Another one too. So again, what we're looking at is habitat. We'll start on the left because that's where we were. And just on the left there is this thick copse, which is a part of a corridor of what most people just call brambles and thicket, and it moves all the way through until it comes to a tree, a sycamore, which stands, of course, just this side of the lake. And birds use this stretch as a corridor of activity. They move from the thicket along through this area, backwards and forwards all day until they come to the tree. Now, because it's wild, they have the opportunity not only to be free, but with that freedom comes a responsibility. Lovely little linnets just flying through there, and again some more, and a greenfinch, and again some more. You see, the birds are flying up and down this section all the while. Now the reason for that is because it gives us a reasonable amount of safety. They move from there to there on a safe form of passage. Now when it comes the time for you to leave home, that's what you're actually doing. You're creating a safe form of corridor to move from your home into a new environment. Now, in the past few months it's been difficult. Oh, we got a flock of sand martins coming over. Wow, there you go, you see. Now these birds have learned that to move from one place in their living to another, they have to safeguard themselves, and they use this bit to do it. There's just this little bush or tree, whatever you like to call it, here on the left, and that is the other thing, because they move through here. If they get attacked or they feel vulnerable, they just drop into that tree, and then when they feel safe again, they move on. And that's what's going to happen in the next few weeks and months if we learn to come out of lockdown. And we're going to find ourselves back at pathways in the near future, and it's going to be the most positive experience because we can learn to find ourselves. Just coming through there is a common whitethroat. It sure is, look at that. And a greenfinch as well. Now, one of the things about habitat is it gives us an opportunity. If you know your habitat, you can know your birds. And that's why I brought along with me this book. It's not like any other bird book that there is in Great Britain. I'll show you why. It shows there's no writing. That's the most important thing. You haven't got to be able to read or write. You just open it up and look what happens. The bird is seen in its habitat. And so if you think about it, in the words of Father Ted, when he was talking to Dougal about cows, he said near and far away. And there's the near and there's the far away. Now we have, of course, the barn. And from the barn, right through the back, is a series of trees, and then basically it comes all the way round. And what we have there is a different environment, a different habitat. I don't know whether you can pick it up, but there's a lovely linnet 30 feet away on a branch. Oh, there he goes. He's now in the tree. So they're using the middle tree, as usual, as a stopover. When bird watching, Jeff needs help. He thinks that they're balls of fluff with feathers, good for the plate, and he thinks basically I can never sort it out. 5 things: shape, size, S. Think of the size, near, far away. Shape, S-H. H, habitat, needs your hearing. S-H-A, A. Will it allow me to approach? If not, stay put. But if it will allow you to approach, then basically you have a chance to get better identification. Shape, S-H-A-P. P. What's its personality? Birding terms, jizz. How does it actually work? What's it actually doing? How does it affect? And you know, that's what's happening around us right now in our world. How is it going to affect? What type of shape is it? What's it going to do? How's it going to impact my life? But we finish up after shape with not just a personality, but a mental picture. So what's your mental picture of the next few weeks? It's good to keep a mental picture, because if you don't keep a mental picture, you're going to find it difficult to do the E, S-H-A-P-E. And that is to explore. You won't get and explore anything if you haven't got a kind of mental picture of what it's going to be like. So you can explore it. This is a newly emerged common blue dragonfly, or damselfly really. It's not the only ones that will be about here. The blue ones are flying around quite a lot this morning. But also, of course, there are variable damselflies down here as well. The back end of the lake is a very sheltered area. Of course, we know it as Sooty Bank. You can hear a robin calling on the right occasionally, and a great tit going, teacher, teacher, teacher. There's the robin, and the great tit, teacher, teacher, teacher. And in the far distance you can still hear above the traffic a chiff-chaff calling, guess what, chiff-chaff, chiff-chaff. Be careful though, when it gets further on in the year it will go, hoo-it, hoo-it, losing a chiff-chaff until next year again, when it brightens up the sounds of summer. Now, Sooty Bank might seem a bit strange as a place to see birds, but I can tell you it holds quite a large amount of birding. Down in this area last year there were 3 pied flycatcher at the far end of this, what we call McDonald's track, and in here as well you can occasionally hear, there was, as we arrived, a common whitethroat singing just at the top of the steps. And we're going to make our way to the top of the steps, and I'll introduce you to a plant. Nothing amazing, but what on it at times can be. They're in there all the while we're standing.